Welcome back to our journey of exploring the world's greatest mysteries. In today's video, we're going to uncover the secret behind how the Chinese have been able to predict a person's destiny simply by observing their appearance. But fair warning, this episode comes with a bit of danger because after watching, you might just learn how to read anyone's character and fate at a glance. So fasten your seatbelt as we dive into today's mystery. But first, you'll have incredible luck if you like and subscribe before this video ends. Appearance and the belief that form follows the mind. Many of us have likely heard the famous saying from Abraham Lincoln, "The face a person has before the age of 40 is decided by their parents, but after 40, it is decided by the person themselves." At first, this sounds like a simple piece of advice about how to live. But if you have ever explored Eastern culture, you will realize that this saying holds a much deeper truth about destiny and the journey of each person's life. Dating back thousands of years, the Chinese developed their own system for reading fate through the features that appear on the face. They called it physiognomy, an art of looking at someone's outer appearance to predict their personality, their life path, and even their future. According to this belief, if a person has good fortune, their face, their bearing, and the look in their eyes will also show that goodness. On the other hand, someone who often faces hardships or carries deep worries will also reveal sadness, tension, or fatigue in their appearance. What's interesting is that in modern society, it is not just those who study the mystical arts who care about appearance. Even film directors in China, when choosing actors, will often pay close attention to the face and the aura of each candidate in order to find the right role. They believe that what appears on the outside can partly reflect the fate within. Yet this leads to another question. Is the belief that form follows the mind simply a shallow way to judge people by their looks? Or does it reflect a profound truth that has been drawn from thousands of years of observation and experience in Eastern culture? The law of cause and effect, reincarnation, and the 6 realms in Buddhism. If you have ever heard of the law of cause and effect, you have probably also wondered, are the things we experience today merely random, or has everything already been set in motion by something in the past? For people in the East, especially in Buddhism, cause and effect is not just a philosophy. It is a way to explain human destiny across 3 lifetimes: past, present, and future. According to this belief, every thought, every action, and even every word we speak is a seed that we plant, and one day it will grow into a fruit. If you want to know what seeds you planted in a previous life, look at your current circumstances. If you want to know what your future will look like, pay attention to what you are doing today. In this way, every moment in life holds meaning, and each is a link connecting the past, the present, and the future. Buddhism also introduces the concept of reincarnation, in which every living being goes through many different lifetimes. Reincarnation is not seen as something mysterious or distant. Instead, it is explained as 6 realms, or 6 paths, where one can be reborn depending on the karma accumulated in previous lives. These 6 realms are hell, hungry ghosts, animals, asuras, humans, and heavenly beings. Each realm carries its own distinct characteristics. Those who have committed many misdeeds or harbor deep resentment may, after death, fall into hell, where they must pay the price for their actions. Those who are greedy or envious may become hungry ghosts, condemned to a life of endless hunger and deprivation. People who live selfishly, foolishly, or lazily are said to be easily reborn as animals, living by instinct, lacking understanding. There is also a higher realm, the asuras, those who are combative, quick-tempered, and constantly seeking to prove themselves. To be reborn as a human is to enter the human realm. which is often characterized by moderation, gratitude, principle, and a willingness to help others. The heavenly realm, meanwhile, belongs to those who have accumulated great virtue, living generously, wisely, and nobly. Ancient people believed that the traces of past lives are imprinted on our faces, our actions, even the tone of our voice and the look in our eyes. Those who are quick to anger often have a cold, sharp gaze and a tense expression. Kind-hearted people, on the other hand, possess a gentle countenance and a smile that easily wins affection. Every feature on the face, every gesture serves as a reminder of the lives we have lived and the destiny that lies ahead. Seen in this light, appearance is not just something we are born with. It is a long story of cause and effect, the journey of each soul through many lifetimes. This is why Eastern wisdom always emphasizes the importance of cultivating the mind, because change on the inside will gradually be reflected on the outside, ultimately shaping the future that awaits us. The connection between appearance and karma. Yet, genuine physiognomy does not stop at simply judging good or bad based on outward appearance. The masters of physiognomy throughout history have always emphasized that the most essential thing is to observe one's spirit, that is, the vitality, the energy, and the inner light that radiates from within a person. Someone who may appear quite ordinary on the outside, but who is always cheerful and ready to spread positive energy, will naturally inspire trust and goodwill in everyone they meet. Conversely, even if a person is outwardly attractive, if their spirit seems weary and their eyes lack vitality, it will be difficult for them to achieve lasting success. This is also why so many people, though they may have looked plain in their youth, become more captivating as they grow older. They have weathered life's storms, learned how to face hardship with a calm and gentle heart. All the experiences they have lived through, the lessons they have learned, and the way they treat others, these gradually become etched onto their faces, their gestures, and even their voices. From this perspective, appearance is a living map that tells the story of the past, reflects the present, and even hints at the future of each person. If we know how to observe and listen closely, we can discover even the most hidden secrets within someone's heart. The Manghia School of Physiognomy, the art of reading destiny through the face. When speaking of the art of physiognomy in Eastern culture, it is impossible not to mention the Manghia School, a centuries-old system once considered the secret manual for deciphering fate by generations of sages. The story of Ma Nia Dao Ren, the founder of this school, is still told today as a legend imbued with a mystical aura. Over 1,000 years ago, during the transition from the 5 dynasties to the Northern Song, Ma Nia Dao Ren was a renowned grandmaster of physiognomy throughout Mount Hua. He was not only an expert in physiognomy, but was also skilled in medicine, regarded as a master who understood both the human body and the deeper mysteries of fate. It is said that on a cold winter night, Ma Nia Dao Ren met Tran Doan in a small room atop the mountain. The two exchanged no words, instead quietly posing questions and answers to each other by writing them in the ashes beside the hearth. That fateful meeting gave birth to Manghia Physiognomy, a classic text on the art of face reading that has been handed down to this day. The Manghia school views the human face as a map holding the codes to an entire lifetime. This method divides the face into 3 primary sections known as the 3 courts. Upper court, from the hairline down to the glabella, the spot between the eyebrows, governing youth and reflecting fortune in the early years. Middle court, from the glabella to the tip of the nose, relating to middle age, the period of building a career and facing major life challenges. Lower court, from below the nose to the chin, indicating one's later years, maturity, and life in old age. Beyond the three courts, physiognomy also emphasizes the 5 features, the 5 key facial components: eyebrows, reputation; eyes, fortune; nose, wealth; mouth, prosperity; and ears, longevity. Each feature corresponds to a different aspect of life. But the Mangia method does not stop there. It pays special attention to the 12 palaces of the face, known as the 12 face palaces. Among these, the glabella, the spot between the eyebrows, is seen as the life palace, where all signs of destiny's ups and downs converge. Each palace reveals a different field: the life palace, spouse palace, sibling palace, wealth palace, property palace, and so on. Every mark and subtle color change on the face can reveal secrets about one's health, career, family, and future. A distinctive aspect of this school is the method of annual markers, that is, correlating each part of the face with specific stages of life. For example, before the age of 15, one examines the ears. If they are full and rosy, childhood will be peaceful and healthy. At 16, attention turns to the center of the forehead. If it is bright, that year will be favorable, but if it appears dull, difficulties may arise. At 17 and 18, one looks at the sides of the forehead. At 19, the crown. At 20 and 21, the cheekbones, and so on into old age. Each year, a different facial feature takes center stage, marking milestones along the journey of a lifetime. Traditional medicine and physiognomy. In traditional Eastern medicine, the face is also seen as a reflection of one's health, vital energy, and the subtle changes within the body that the naked eye may not notice. What appears on the face does not just speak of the past or the future, it also serves as a reminder about the current state of one's health. One of the most important positions on the face is the glabella, the area between the eyebrows. According to traditional medicine, the glabella is the convergence point of several major meridians, from the Ren meridian, which runs down the center of the body, to the bladder meridian and the stomach meridian. It is a place where yang energy and yin energy meet, where vitality blends with the body's protective forces. Ancient practitioners believed that by observing the color and aura of the glabella, one could sense the condition of the vital energy and even foresee hidden imbalances within the body. For instance, if the glabella appears rosy and bright, it indicates good circulation, robust health, a cheerful mood, and a stable spirit. Conversely, if the glabella looks dark, shows bruising, or is streaked with visible veins, it may signal stagnant energy, declining health, or that the body is fighting illness. There are people who, after just a night of tossing and turning in worry or working to exhaustion, will see the color and aura of their forehead and glabella change. It is not only the glabella. Every region of the face serves as a warning zone for a specific organ or system within the body. A forehead that looks pale, gray, or sallow often signals digestive disorders or a weakened immune system. Dark circles under the eyes, pale skin, and purplish lips may be signs of heart problems or anemia. Even a few unexpected blemishes or rashes may be an early warning of changes taking place inside the internal organs. That is why the ancients taught that in order to predict fate, one must first understand health, because a healthy body is the foundation for everything to go smoothly in life. Today, although modern science has made tremendous advances, many Eastern doctors still combine the observation of the face, pulse diagnosis, and questions about a patient's state of mind in order to gain a complete picture, so they can offer the most suitable advice regarding both health and how to live. A true story, the life of Jiang Ning and the fortune teller Jiang. Sometimes, what is written in books is still not as persuasive as a true story. where every theory about destiny, appearance, and karma becomes visible through each twist of fate and every choice in life. The story of Zhang Ning and her fateful meeting with the fortune teller named Jiang is just such a vivid example. Zhang Ning was born in 1949 in Nanjing into a once prominent family. Her father was a general who had achieved many feats on the battlefield before returning home. Unfortunately, when Zhang Ning was just 3 years old, her father passed away due to wartime injuries. From an early age, Zhang Ning possessed a natural beauty and a gifted talent for the arts. At the age of 10, she left home to join a song and dance troupe, and only a few years later, her talent quickly shone. At 16, Zhang Ning traveled with her troupe to Indonesia to perform, where she impressed the entire auditorium and even the son of President Sukarno. Behind the scenes, no one could have imagined that because of this encounter, Zhang Ning nearly became the target of a kidnapping plot, as the prince, lovesick, wanted to marry her at any cost. Fortunately, with the help of the embassy, Zhang Ning safely returned to her homeland. Just when it seemed her life would be forever linked to the arts, the greatest turning point arrived. She was chosen as a candidate for a special marriage, becoming a daughter-in-law of the Lin family, whose head was none other than Lin Biao, one of the most famous figures of the time. Her first love, with Lin Li Guo, the son of Lin Biao, was also the moment Zhang Ning had to face pressures, strict rules, and the tight control of her future in-laws. Just as she began to realize that she truly loved Lin Li Guo, a horrific tragedy struck. The airplane carrying the Lin family crashed in Mongolia, taking the lives of the entire family in a single night. After the accident, Zhang Ning was held in Beijing for 4 years to serve the investigation, even though she was completely innocent. What seemed like wasted years turned out to be the golden era of her career as a dancer, and by the time she was released, she was already 25. Later, Zhang Ning hurriedly married a man she did not truly love, hoping to find peace and stability. They had a son together, named Chen Thua. But this marriage did not bring happiness. Constant conflict and quarrels gradually fractured their small family. By 1982, facing the threat of a breakup, Zhang Ning decided to seek out the fortune teller Jiang, a former university professor famous for his uncanny ability to read fate and understand the human story. The meeting with Master Jiang was a turning point. Without asking for her name or date of birth, just by observing her features, feeling the bones of her head, and reading the lines of her palms, Master Jiang unfolded before Zhang Ning a picture of both her past and future that left her astonished. He spoke of the hardships she had endured, of her difficult childhood, the missed opportunity at 16, the stormy first love, and even foretold that she would experience 3 marriages. Strangely, every detail he mentioned coincided exactly with the events of her life. Yet, fate was not finished with Zhang Ning. In 1987, a man who pursued her but was rejected committed a terrible crime, killing her young son in a fit of madness. Overwhelmed by grief, Zhang Ning turned to Buddhism, hoping to find comfort and meaning in a life battered by turmoil. And just as Master Jiang had predicted, when she turned 40, she met her destined partner, Lin Zaifu, a Chinese-American. They married, moved to the United States together, and began a new, gentler life after years of storms. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this story is not only the extraordinary upheavals Zhang Ning endured, but also the uncanny alignment between Master Jiang's predictions and the reality of her life. From the smallest details to the major turning points, everything seemed to unfold according to a map of fate that even she could not explain. The legendary figure, Zhu Qingyun, and the legacy of physiognomy. In the history of Chinese physiognomy, there is a name that generations have spoken of with both reverence and curiosity. That name is Zhu Qingyun. For those who are passionate about the art of reading fate through appearance, his life and legacy resemble a strange, real-life tale where destiny, hardship, and talent intertwine to create a vivid legend. Zhu Qingyun was born in 1885 into a prestigious family with a long lineage of scholars and high-ranking officials in the imperial court. From an early age, he was raised in a rigorous academic environment while also possessing a robust physique, keen intelligence, and a strong-willed character. It seemed that his path ahead would be one of a distinguished military career. After graduating from the Yuexiang Army Academy, he quickly rose to become a battalion commander under the famous General Li Pingqian. But fate led him in an entirely different direction. In a fierce battle with the forces of Zhang Zuolin, Zhu Qingyun was unfortunately exposed to poison gas used by the enemy. That incident left him blind, a tragedy that could have shattered the hopes and dreams of anyone. Yet, with unwavering resolve, he decided to find a new meaning for his life. Lying in his sickbed, Zhu Qingyun recalled a strange encounter before the war with a Taoist priest from Mount Qingcheng, who had once warned him of an impending disaster. After his accident, he made up his mind to seek out that very priest, and as if by destiny's arrangement, they met again. Under the guidance of this mysterious teacher, Zhu Qingyun began learning physiognomy through an extraordinary method, using his sense of touch to perceive bones, facial lines, and a person's aura instead of relying on sight as others did. This opened up a rare branch of physiognomy where experience and inner perception were elevated to the level of true artistry. Through talent and perseverance, Zhu Qingyun's reputation soon spread across China. From the 1930s to the early 1950s, he became someone whom many famous people sought out for a reading. Legend has it that with just a light touch to the skull or a handshake, he could make uncannily accurate predictions about one's life, fortunes, and even major events that the individual never anticipated. After 1950, some say they saw Zhu Qingyun's physiognomy signboard in Central District, Hong Kong. However, not long afterward, he suddenly vanished from public view, leaving behind countless rumors about the final destination of a remarkable master. Some sources claim he relocated to Lianyun Street in Taiwan and lived to a ripe old age, quietly passing down his knowledge of physiognomy to the few students lucky enough to cross his path. Physiognomy through the lens of science and human life. Have you ever wondered why a person's face changes over time? Why is it that some people become more composed and captivating as they grow older, while others gradually lose the youthful charm or brightness they once had? To many in the West, these changes are simply the result of age and life circumstances. Yet, from the perspective of Eastern masters of physiognomy, every transformation on the face reflects a far deeper process. Master Zhang once shared that physiognomy, in truth, is like a natural science that humanity has yet to fully discover. In his view, to understand the changes in a person, one should imagine an old tree standing in the forest. If you wish to know how old the tree is, all you have to do is patiently saw through the trunk and count each growth ring. Each ring marks a year of life. Every crack tells its own unique story. Without uttering a word, the tree records its own history in every grain and layer of wood formed through the years. People are much the same. You may not remember everything you have been through, yet your body and your face quietly record each trace. A wrinkle on your forehead appears after months of worry. Crow's feet at the corners of your eyes may come from sleepless nights or prolonged sorrow. Master Zhang always emphasized that a person's appearance is never fixed. Many people may possess a radiant and joyful look in their youth, but if they live in anger, selfishness, or constant suspicion of the world around them, those beautiful features will gradually fade away. On the other hand, some may look quite ordinary as children, but through cultivating their spirit, living kindly, and always being ready to help others, they become more attractive as they age. Their face becomes gentle, and their eyes radiate a peace that words cannot quite describe. Physiognomy is not meant to judge or confine anyone to an unchangeable fate. In reality, physiognomy carries a very clear message. Each person has the power to change themselves. When we choose to live positively, to learn forgiveness, to let go of sorrow, or to persevere through hardship, our face will change, day by day. The origin of form follows the mind, a Buddhist and Taoist perspective. One of the most profound concepts in Buddhism is the idea that form follows the mind. This notion originates from the Buddha's teaching. All phenomena have no fixed form. Form arises from the mind. Its meaning is simple, yet deeply moving. It suggests that everything in this world has no permanent shape, and what we perceive is, in reality, a reflection of our own mind. If you have any doubts about this, consider a story recorded in the ancient text Lushi Chunkyu, known as the Magistrate of Yiling. There was once a man who lost his axe and immediately suspected his neighbor of stealing it. Because his heart was filled with suspicion, every gesture, every glance from his neighbor seemed to him like those of a thief. Every small action only made him more certain of his suspicion. However, one day, he happened to find the lost axe right in his own garden. From that moment, when he looked at his neighbor again, he saw nothing suspicious at all. The neighbor had not changed from the beginning to the end. Only his own heart had changed, and it was that very heart that determined how he viewed the world. This philosophy also appears in Taoism, especially in the teachings of Laozi. He believed that all things exist in pairs of opposites, beauty alongside ugliness, good next to evil, high with low, long with short. If only good people existed and there were no bad people, the notion of calling someone good would lose all meaning. If only beauty existed without ugliness, beauty itself would become meaningless. It is the coexistence of opposites that allows us to recognize the value of everything in life. Laozi also emphasized the concept of Wu Wei, a way of living that follows the natural order without force or compulsion, allowing things to unfold as they are meant to. He taught that if we can keep our hearts pure, unswayed by ambition or fear, we will experience the subtle wonders of the Tao and live in harmony with much greater ease. Conversely, if we let desire and prejudice control us, we will see only the surface and lose sight of the deeper layers of every matter. Today's journey of discovery has likely stirred up many reflections in each of us about humanity, about destiny, and about our own inner world. Whether or not you believe in physiognomy, it's clear that the good things within us will gradually be reflected on the outside, and every choice, every small action in life helps to shape our appearance and our spirit. If you found today's story meaningful, please leave a comment below and share your perspective with us. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can continue this journey with us, unraveling the mysteries of the world and of ourselves. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.